Hey guys, Jamie back, and I'm going to answer a couple of questions, and then after that I think I will let you know about something that's going to be happening next week, and it's something that can benefit all of us Olympus users. So first, with some of the questions, I don't recall who asked exactly which questions, so I'm just going to throw them out there, and if you hear them answered and it's your question, then you know it got answered. If not, I apologize for not getting to everybody's. As some of you know, photography and the whole YouTube thing and all of this isn't my 9-to-5 job. I actually have a 9-to-5 job to support my family, so this stuff gets squeezed in when I can do it. So enough about that. Let me just start answering some questions for you guys. First up, I had actually two people ask the same question. One, I think, on the YouTube channel, and the other person was via Twitter. They were asking about the OMD EM1 when doing video, if you can use the touch to focus on the screen to focus, and I have not been able to get that to work. I'll admit that I only spent maybe like 2 or 3 minutes looking at the settings in the super control panel or the gears menu to see if there was a setting in there that would enable it, and I didn't find anything. It doesn't mean that it's not in there, and I'll try and look further as soon as I get some more time to mess around with video, but I don't think that's something that you can do. Something like that is totally possible with a firmware upgrade, so I'll talk about how we can relay that question or that suggestion to Olympus here shortly. Other questions I've had mostly have been about the 12 to 40 lately. The EM1's starting to ship out quite a bit more, and more people are getting them in their hands, so there are more and more videos online and more people talking about it. So all the EM1 questions are kind of starting to get answered by just everybody else out in the public who are getting their cameras. So the questions about that have kind of tapered off to me. 12 to 40 though, those aren't really shipping out yet, so I've been getting more and more questions about that. And honestly, a lot of the questions have just been about the build of the lens. Is it like a higher build quality than say the primes or something of that nature? And I hate the term pro when you attach it to camera equipment, because I mean, what exactly does that mean? You know, because a pro photographer can take, you know, pretty much any camera and probably get really spectacular results with it in most situations. So to tag a product with the pro label might seem kind of funny until you get down to a couple of things like maybe the weather sealing and the construction materials. So I can see how people are asking about, is it really a pro lens? And then follow-up questions are, how is it built? So as much as I hate the moniker of pro, I would have to say that the build quality of the 12 to 40 would fall under that category. I mean, it's a solid built lens. It is not like, I don't know where the plastic construction is on all of the lens. I'll just say that it's a solid feeling lens. You don't feel like you're getting something that is, it's definitely not kit. You know, it's not a kit lens in build quality. Testament to its ruggedness, I did something stupid the other day. I've never dropped a camera in my life until just a couple of days ago. I was out walking and I don't know what I did, but I leaned over to pick up something. I don't even remember what I was leaning over to pick up at this point because I was terrified at what happened next. My EM1 with the 12 to 40 slipped right off my shoulder and smacked straight into the ground. I mean, you know, it was only from like a foot off the ground, so it's not like this big horrendous fall, you know, 10 feet onto rocks. It was just on hard packed dirt in the woods. It hit hard enough to actually pop the lens hood off of the 12 to 40, which is kind of weird because it locks on there, so I'm not sure how exactly it popped off, but it hit hard enough to do that. When I was done freaking out, thinking, oh my gosh, I just totally wasted my camera, picked it up and realized everything was fine. Put the lens hood back on, which was not broken, not even dented, or it just must have fallen the perfect way to not kill the camera. But I brought it home, you know, and just washed it off with a wet washcloth to get the forest floor material off of it. That kind of reassured me right there that the lens is very well built. It's rugged. The focus mechanism is really smooth on it. Focus speed, people are asking me about focus speed. Again, I think I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm not a sports shooter. Sports shooting for me is shooting my kids running around in the yard or in the park, or shooting our Shih Tzu, who's actually fast for a dog with such short legs. But anyways, I have no problem focusing on those moving subjects at all. So it's a fast focusing lens. It focuses as fast as any of the other lenses that I've used on Micro Four Thirds. What can I say? It's a great lens. I mean, I said it before in a previous video. I am a dyed-in-the-wool prime guy. I love the primes, but that 12 to 40 honestly has hardly come off the camera since I've gotten it. So I think that speaks volumes to the lens. So that's just a couple of questions answered, and I apologize if this isn't, you know, going into length, super technical details about this and that. I was really wanting to do this video to tell you about something that's happening next week and how it can help everybody out. Next Friday, that's going to be November 1st, I will be flying to Olympus headquarters in Pennsylvania and spending like 5 days there we do an annual summit where all of the Olympus visionaries and the trailblazers get together. There are a lot of different activities. Olympus is actually sponsoring, there's like a big photo festival there. The Envision Photo Festival is going on, so I'll be there for that. But the part you're going to be interested in is that I'm actually going to get some FaceTime. If everything works out right, it sounds like we'll be speaking with some engineers flying in from Japan. And it's an opportunity for the visionaries and trailblazers to sit down with engineers. I mean, these are the guys and women that they design these cameras. What you're shooting with, what you're seeing come out, it all starts over there. I mean, you know, there's feedback that comes from, I'm sure, multiple sources, and the trailblazers and visionaries that will meet with them is going to be just one more resource for them to pull information from when it comes to future designs. And how this works out for you is that, you know, first of all, I just want to say that I consider myself like you, okay? I'm not the guy that's globetrotting and shooting every cool thing you could ever imagine on the planet, you know? I'm not the guy that's on some big crazy high fashion shoot, you know, and has a big team of people helping with a shoot or whatever. I'm somebody who totally is in love with photography. I'm in love with the world around me and the beauty that's in it, and I love shooting it, and I have a 9-to-5 job, and I have a family, and I'm just the average Joe, okay? So I always try to keep myself in the frame of mind that I'm representing you guys, you know, when I go to these kinds of events, that I want to be able to convey to people at Olympus what Joe user is thinking or feeling or is looking for in product or what have you, you know. I just kind of consider myself as an ambassador for the everyday user, because honestly that's what I am. I'm the everyday user who's just been blessed to be in this position where I get this kind of interaction with Olympus as a company. So what it all means is I want to take questions that you have to them. I did that last year, kind of unbeknownst to everybody out there, because I don't know if I've talked about it on YouTube at all. Last year's Visionary Summit, when I went, there was a Q&A session, and it was with product developers here stateside. And we had the opportunity to talk about what we liked in the cameras, what we didn't like in the cameras, what we wanted to see in the next cameras coming out, what we liked in the current cameras that could be just tweaked in the next cameras, etc. And I'm always paying attention to what's happening in multiple Flickr groups, on DP review discussions, Google+, Facebook groups, Twitter. I'm everywhere. That's kind of how I'm in this thing, you know. I'm Mr. Social Media, I guess, of the group. I'm always paying attention to what you're saying. So when the opportunity was presented for me to say what I had to say about products and likes and dislikes and suggestions and ideas and all that, I actually had a lot to say from what you guys had come up with. Like I said, it was unbeknownst to most of the people that I chat with or am involved with in groups online. I took all this information and several of the things that I said I would like to see come out in future cameras. I made sure that they knew that they were things that I was reading about in the user groups and the forums that all users wanted to have. Okay, I'm back. Battery died. I wasn't paying attention to what on earth I was doing. I rattled on for like another 7 or 8 minutes, which is probably longer than it needed to be. So let me just condense it and get right to the point. Like I said, November 1st, headed out to Olympus headquarters. During my stay there, I will be given an opportunity to speak with engineers who are flying in from Japan. That's huge. That's a big deal. And it's a really big deal, not only to me, but it should be a big deal to you, because I'm going to use that opportunity to convey the wants and wishes and requests and needs of you who are watching this video to those engineers. I mean, it's a great opportunity for them to get feedback, not just from me, but from you. You know, and like I said, I consider myself to be another just average Joe. I'm just, you know, I'm Jamie. I'm not, you know, some big mega rock star photographer. Obviously, you know, I'm your ambassador. So let me be your voice. Add comments after in this video, at the bottom of the video, whatever, in the comment section. Try to keep it civilized. I know some people like to take advantage of the opportunity and complain. You know, if you've got a gripe, that's cool. You know, just be cool about it the way it's expressed. And I'm going to take all of these down. It's going to give me something to do on the flight. I'm going to organize everything. Love interruptions like that. So what I'm going to do, the most popular, like 5 things that show up in the comment section on this video will be relayed directly to engineers. You know, so think hard about it, you know, whether it's the ergonomics of, you know, the current lineup of the OMD line, you know, the EM5 and the EM1, you know, what do you like, what works, what doesn't work for you. Menu systems, you know, that seems to always be a headache for everybody on any camera system. The menu system stinks, you know, they should do this or they should have done that. Well, tell me what they should have done. Tell me what you'd like to see done, and I will relay those messages to them. You know, when I was there last year, I did the same thing. You know, I took feedback that I was gathering from multiple different outlets, and I provided it there. You know, and a lot of those features ended up in the cameras that you're using right now. Focus peaking. I don't know how long it takes to implement a design idea like that, or a feature like that, but I can tell you for a fact that in January when I was there, that was one of the things that I had heard mentioned numerous times on Flickr and on Facebook and on Twitter. I wish I had focus peaking. So I expressed that wish. You know, when I was there talking to developers, I said, hey, you know, there is a large segment of our user base out there who enjoy the older prime, you know, they're stuck on primes, the older lenses, legacy glass. You know, I have some up here on my shelf that I love. They love those lenses, but they're a pain in the butt to use unless you use the magnification mode on your camera, and at which point, now that you're at 14 power magnification, you know, all your movements are amplified, and it's a pain in the ass, you know, I'll admit it. You know, I said everybody would like focus peaking. It'll make using those lenses a snap to get focus where you want it. And we have it now. Okay, it's on the EP5, it's on the EM1, and I'm sure probably from here on out you could probably expect it on most of the cameras. I specifically, personally, wanted finer focus points. I went from using E3 and E5 DSLRs where I could select a really tiny focus point, you know, for nature and wildlife photography, and switching to the OMD and the pens. I didn't have that, you know, and for me that was a problem. If I'm out hiking through a marsh and I see a dragonfly on a reed and I want my focus point right on the head of that dragonfly with the DSLRs and my super fine focus point, I put that little tiny dot on its head, and that's what was in focus. With the OMD EM5 and the pens, you know, I had this big green box and it was as big as half the dragonfly, and I'm not sure what the camera was grabbing, you know, but I liked the fine selection points, and I asked for that. You know, I said I would like to see that on a camera, you know, and I know I'm not alone in that. And the OMD EM1, bam, there it is. So they listen. So take advantage of this opportunity, please, and submit as many questions as you can come up with. I don't care how many questions I get. The more the better. It makes it that much easier to show that there is a passionate group of users out there looking for some features to be added. And share this video on Twitter and Facebook, and just get it out in front of all the other Olympus users that you know, again, because this is a great opportunity to get features added to cameras. You know, they're listening, they want this feedback, they like this feedback, so let's take advantage of it. When's the next video coming out? Man, I don't even know. Next week's going to be crazy busy, you know, and I leave at the end of the week, so then the next 5 days after that are going to be nuts. I'll try to do maybe some kind of an update while I'm there, you know, let you know what's going on over there at headquarters. You know, maybe there's something new I can share. Until the next video, you guys, thanks for watching all these, and thanks for being cool subscribers and asking questions and giving good feedback. I love that. You know, it keeps me going. So until the next video, you guys take care, keep shooting, and share your work, and ask me questions. Take care. Bye.